Master, and then we'll get back into our systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmalatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Bob, would you like to read?
I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Okay, so let's continue on. So we're on the 20th verse of the 5th chapter, entitled Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. So we've just said that the spiritual master opens our eyes with a torch of knowledge. So, and here, this section in the Bhagavad Gita is talking about eyes. It's talking about darshana, sama darshana. What our darshana means seeing. We're seeing with our eyes. But this is sama darshana. So seeing, how to see, the spiritual master teaches us how to see everything equally. And what does that mean? What does it mean to see everything equally?
With equanimity?
Equanimity, yep, that word's been used, equanimity. But practically, what does that mean?
I would think, hang on, it would mean the word I'm trying to think of is not fairness, in that all things are created equal.
All things created equal. Okay, let's elaborate more on that.
All living souls, all sentient beings.
Yep.
So we're talking about we're using the word equal, right? So equal vision, equanimity,
yes.
sort of thing. So how do you define equal vision without using the word equal? So we talk about the effects and associated feelings. We treat things. We don't get attached to like the good or the bad. We don't judge things as being good or bad. Or we see things that are all stemming from the one source.
Yes. So everything's coming from the one source, and learning to see the one source everywhere, because that one source, the source of everything, is also present everywhere. So learning to see that one source everywhere, like remember we refer to the picture in the Bhagavad Gita where it's showing the learned sage and he's seeing the elephant, but not so much just the external elephant, but he's seeing the source of everything, the super soul within the elephant, and then he's seeing the source of everything, the super soul within the dog eater, within the brahmana, the priest, like that. So seeing that super soul everywhere. And of course, next to the super soul is us, the individual soul. And we're all equal too, in the sense that although we're all individuals, so there's a difference there. I'm not you and you're not me, but we're all the same in that we all come from that same source. So I'm not higher than you and you're not higher than me or anything like that, but we're all equal in that way too, that we're all part and parcel of the Supreme. And from the Supreme's point of view, we're all equal. He loves, just like a father, right? A father loves all of his children equally, isn't it? Wouldn't you say that, generally?
Yeah. Sometimes they do have a favorite.
That might be, I mean, yeah, if a child is very weak or something like that, the parent might give more attention on them, but still loves all the children equally, you know, and so that's a little bit of understanding about the vision of a transcendentalist. Hey, Bhaktimala.
Namaste, Bhaktimala.
Namaste.
Yes.
Bhakti.
Yeah, equal vision.
Same with that. Abhay, an example for me is season.
As what? What was that word you used?
The seasons.
Season. Okay. Yep.
When the summertime is here, my body is so much more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
There is material enjoyment of yoga more. But for me, I need to have that samadarshana. I have to remember that winter, there is 100% Krishna. And in summer, there is the same 100% Krishna. Same.
Yeah, yes. That's a good way. Josh is showing how we can relate it to our daily life. In his case, his activity, his karma is in to do with yoga. So he's relating it to his daily lifestyle, which is what we need to do. To make it this is not supposed to be just philosophy, and it's just something you think about, but your life is different than that. No, it's supposed to be, our philosophy is directing us how to live our life. So we're living our life according to the philosophy, not that the philosophy is over here and my life's over here and it's completely not related. No, we're living our life according to the philosophy. So that's what the philosophy is for. It's meant to be applied in the life and make our lives better. And other than Samadharshana, equal vision, what kind of vision is there? It's the materialistic vision, which is a dualistic vision. And Prabhupada's mentioning like attraction and hatred. So that's often like that in a materialistic vision. We like something or we don't like it. We're attracted to something or we hate something. But that kind of vision, and what's wrong with that kind of vision? Who knows?
It's a duality.
Yep. So if we're seeing in duality like that, good and bad, and I like this, I don't like this, rich and poor, then what's the problem with that? Why can't I just go on seeing like that? I was brought up seeing like that. What's wrong with that?
Bondage.
Yeah, bondage. So that's the cause of us being here now, is because we had that kind of vision in the last life. And if we continue that vision in this life, we're going to come back again. Oh, it could, because the super soul who's present everywhere, as we've been talking about, he sees that, oh, you're attracted to this particular kind of enjoyment. Okay, here's a particular body just suitable for
I lost the voice.
that.
We lost you there for a little
We
while.
lost you.
Like that. So you want to eat lots of meat. Okay, God, a pig. What's that? Oh, okay, it's technology. So where did I drop out? How long did you?
30 seconds.
Just
30 seconds. Okay. So I was just saying that, like if we have a particular desire, we're attracted to something, then we'll be Krishna in our heart. The super soul will give us a body to suit that. So you want to have a lot of sex, okay, he'll give you the body of a pigeon or a monkey like that, or a pig, or you want to eat a lot of meat, so the body of a tiger or a cat, so forth, like that. Or like we've mentioned before, if you hate something, which is the other side of the coin, but it's the other side of the same coin. So that it means you're thinking about it, isn't it? You think about what you're attracted to, right? And you also think about what you don't like, isn't it? What you hate. Like we mentioned, if the Muslim hates Hindus, he's always thinking about, I hate Hindus, I hate Hindus, I hate Hindus. What does he become? He becomes a Hindu.
Next
The
slide.
Hindu, he hates Muslims. He's always thinking, I hate Muslims, I hate Muslims, I hate Muslims. What does he become? He becomes a Muslim. A white person, I hate blacks, I hate blacks, I hate blacks. He's always thinking about blacks. What does he become? He becomes black. So it's whatever you're thinking about. But if you're always thinking about the Supreme, about Brahman or the Para-Brahman, then guess what you get in the next life? What kind of body you get in the next life?
You're not going to get anybody for the Brahman.
Well, you get a Brahman body. It means a spiritual body. You get a spiritual body. You get the body of a spiritual being. So that's wonderful. And that means no more birth, no more old age, no more disease, no more death. And this is a wonderful day to be talking about these things, because it's Lord Nityananda's appearance day.
Yes.
A very wonderful day.
Yes.
So we'll just say a few words about Lord Nityananda and try to get his blessings, talking about him, glorifying him. So when Krishna appeared about 5,000 years ago, he came with his eternal associates from the spiritual world. So he came with his eternal brother, Balaram. So Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. So in the same way, Krishna came with his eternal associates again about 500 years ago. So Krishna became Lord Chaitanya. So Krishna was in a blackish form, but he came again in a golden form. Gauranga. So another name of Lord Chaitanya is Gauranga. Gauranga means, what does Gauranga mean? Okay, let's all say Gauranga. You become blissful just by saying Gauranga.
Haridas yawning.
That's also one ecstatic symptom mentioned in Nectar of Devotion is called yawning. There's a yawning kind of ecstasy. Did you know that, Bob?
Is that right?
Yeah, there's a kind of ecstatic yawning.
And Prabhu Nityananda was the 5,000 years ago or 500 years ago?
500 years ago. So,
that's the Chaitanya
so
Mahaprabhu's
Krishna
time.
became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram 5,000 years ago became Nityananda 500 years ago. So Nitya means eternal or always, and Ananda means blissful. So Nityananda means always blissful, always happy. Put up your hands if you want to be always happy, always blissful.
Yes.
So yeah, we want to definitely absorb ourselves in thoughts about Lord Nityananda and pray for his mercy upon us, his kindness upon us. He's a very kind, merciful personality, very compassionate. He's known as the original spiritual master. So every spiritual master that is present now is a representative of Balaram or Lord Nityananda, and their function is to bring everyone to the Lord, because they although Lord Nityananda and Balaram they are an incarnation of the Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Lord, but their mood, they're not thinking I'm God, they're thinking I'm a servant of God. So they're always in the mood of service. And that just shows us how blissful it is to be doing service, isn't it? Who enjoys doing service?
Yeah.
It's very nice. That's our nature, is to do service. So the service of the nature of every soul is to render service. And that's called seva, which means service, or bhakti. Bhakti means serving with love. So that's the nature, right up to the top, right from the top person down. So if the top person likes doing service, what about us? So they don't have to serve nobody, but they like to serve. That's natural.
If the Lord Krishna is a chariot rider for Arjuna, he don't need to. He can appear as anything.
Right.
He's still doing karma, his duty.
Yeah, that's a very good example. So out of Krishna's love for his devotee Arjuna, he was serving Arjuna. Because if you love someone,
you don't
how
need
do you show
to.
you love someone? You don't. No, it's not about need, but that's what love is.
Yes.
It's not. It's a causeless feeling that you want to serve the person you love. How do you show what you feel, that unmanifest feeling which we call love in our hearts? How do you manifest that feeling in your heart for someone?
Action.
Yeah, you do something for them.
Yeah.
You give them
Thinking
some
about
flowers,
that,
or you
doing
take
something.
them out for dinner, or go for a walk on the beach, or cook something for them, whatever like that. So not just saying, I love you. Actually, love is regarded as a verb, a doing word, not a noun, not a naming word. If you say to the person you love, just I love you, and you never do anything for them, the relationship probably won't go so well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You say, oh, can you please pass me the salt? They say, no, get it yourself. Then that kind of relationship's probably not going to. It's not so deep.
It's true that in the love you want something.
Well, that's the nature of every soul, to give love, but also receive it. It's because love is two-way, of course. So not only you're giving service, but you're receiving that service. So like it said, give and take, right? So it goes both ways. You have the lover and the beloved. So the lover is serving the beloved, and the beloved is serving the lover. So that is very sweet. That exchange of service between the lover and the beloved is very sweet. And in spiritual life, that's in perfection. Of course, it's a perverted reflection in the material world of the spiritual relationships in the spiritual world. So we're trying to get that taste that is there in the spiritual world, but here in the material world, everything's perverted. It's upside down. So if we try to engage in those loving relationships here, based not on the soul, but based on illusion that we're the body, then in that bodily kind of relationship, often it ends up in terms of, like we're hearing about, attraction and hatred. I love you, and the next week I hate you, I don't want to see you again, so it's in duality. And because we've stepped away from the spiritual platform and come down to the bodily materialistic.
Very hard to come out of the duality. It's just a human nature. It's like it's physically impossible to know all 100% everyone around you, no matter what.
That condition, actually, I agree. It's very cemented in there after many lifetimes. But in human form, we have the higher intelligence that we're able to control this lower nature, whereas the animals can't. Animals can't control the lower nature. But a human being has that option. We don't have to use that option. We can just go with the flow too. But we have that option to control that nature of lust, of greed, of envy, of anger, and so forth. All these physical and mental pushings. We have that ability. And therefore, in Vedic culture, the first training given is called brahmachari, where you're trained to control your senses and control your mind. And that's what starts us off to be a real human being. Until we do that, we're not really a proper human being. So yeah, agreed, it's difficult, but it's possible. It's possible. And we see persons that have managed to control those physical and mental urges. Doesn't it say that in the beginning of the Nectar of Instruction? I'm not sure if any of you read that small book, Nectar of Instruction, but it talks about there, in the first verse, one who can control. Does anyone know what you control?
Urges of the stomach.
Senses.
That's one of them, yeah. Yeah, the stomach, the genitals. Yep.
Eyes and ears.
It doesn't mention that. That's not so important in this regard. It says the urge to speak, vacha vegam, manasa, the mind, control the mind. Manasa krodha. Krodha means anger, the urges of anger. Jiva vegam, the tongue, because the tongue wants to taste so many things, right? So that has to be controlled. Jiva vegam, udara pasta. Udara means the stomach. The stomach, you want to pack it up, right? Pack it up and pack it up and pack it up. But no, you have to control how much you're eating. Don't pack it up. And the genitals. So it said that one who can control those those urges, all those 6 urges, is qualified to become a spiritual master of the whole world.
He's become a Goswami.
Yeah, become a Goswami. That means the master of the senses.
Master of the
So it is possible. Otherwise, why would they have that term if it wasn't possible to control the senses? So it is possible if one knows the suitable practice. So we have that, and that's Bhakti Yoga is one way to do it. And there's, a Stanga Yoga process also has the same principles. Josh knows more about that. So the Yama Niyama. So there's do's and don'ts, like that. Yama Niyama like that. So the same idea. You have to control the senses from unwanted engagement, and pratyahara, withdraw it from the external and turn it inwardly into dhyana, meditation inwardly like that. So take the mind and senses from the external focus to the internal like that. So it can be done. And the result of that is this ananda, this bliss, if we can do that. There's so much bliss waiting for us if we just explore this inner world. So let's do that. So we're on text 20 today. Text 20. So this section is all about a liberated person. what are the characteristics, what are the symptoms of a liberated person? So we've heard that they have that samadashana. They see everything equally. Basically, they see the Lord everywhere. They see Krishna or the super soul everywhere. They see all the spirit souls everywhere, not just seeing the external body. Isn't it like when you see a person, you don't just see the coat they're wearing, the jacket they're wearing, you've got nice earrings, you've got a nice pair of glasses, but you see the person wearing it. That's like that. Not just seeing there's the external human being or the dog or the pig or whatever, but seeing that within that external body, there's also the eternal soul, and there's the super soul there. Okay, so now we're going to hear some further symptoms of someone that's liberated in the material world. So we can read the English. The Sanskrit. I'll recite first. You can follow along. Na prahasyat priyam prapya.
Na prahasyat priyam prapya.
No vijit prapya cha priyam.
No vijit prapya cha priyam.
Stira buddhir samudo.
Stira buddhi samudo.
Brahmavid brahmani stita.
Brahmaveda brahmani stita.
Anyone else like to have a go at leading?
Okay, I go.
Okay.
Na prapaste pripya.
Na prahasyat priyam prapya.
No vijat prapya cha priyam.
No vijit prapya cha priyam.
Stira buddhi amudho.
Stira buddhir samudho.
Brahma vid brahmani stita.
Brahma vid brahmani stita. Okay, thank you, Gulshan. Bhakti Mala, would you like to read the translation?
A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence.
Wow, isn't that amazing, huh? Do you think it's possible? Like Gulshan was expressing his doubt about, wow, this is a high bar. What's that? What do they call it? The hurdle? Those athletes, they jump over that hurdle. This is like a very high hurdle. But this is what we're aiming for. And this on the transcendental platform, this is the experience of the person, that they don't rejoice upon receiving something pleasant. Isn't it normally when we get something that's enjoyable for our senses, we're, whoa, yes, I got the lotto. We're very happy, isn't it? That's good for my senses. I won lotto. You'd be rejoicing, isn't it? Let's have drinks on me. We'd be all rejoicing and everything like that. Or, your past